This video presents an overview of Windows NT directory services. Directory Services is one of the services provided by Windows NT Server. Directory Services provides users with a single user name and password and access to resources throughout the network. It provides administrators with the ability to view and manage users and network resources from any computer on the network. We will begin by looking at directory services in a single domain network. A domain is a logical grouping of computers that share common security and user account information. This information is stored in the directory database. A domain is the administrative unit of directory services. A domain consists of one or more domain controllers running Windows NT Server. Each domain has one and only one domain controller that maintains the master directory database. This domain controller is called the primary domain controller, or PDC. The PDC validates user accounts when users log on to the domain. Each domain can also have one or more computers running Windows NT Server acting as backup domain controllers, or BDCs. Each BDC contains a copy of the PDC's directory database. The BDC can validate user accounts when users log on to distribute the network load. The BDC provides redundancy if the PDC is offline. For consistency, the PDC replicates changes made to its master directory database to all BDCs. This process is also referred to as synchronizing. Because all domain controllers maintain a common directory database, a user can log on to the domain from any computer using a single user name and password. In contrast, for a peer-to-peer network, a separate directory database must be maintained on each computer. This means that for a user to access a computer's resource, a separate user account must exist in that computer's directory database. With directory services, once a user is logged on, the user can access network resources, including files, printers, and programs, such as messaging and database. Network resources can run on domain controllers or member servers. A member server is a computer running Windows NT Server that is not configured as a domain controller and therefore does not validate when a user logs on to the domain. Member servers are used to run large, complex programs and to store data. They are often referred to as application servers. A PDC and BDC can also be used as an application server. In organizations where there are thousands of users, it is sometimes preferable to have multiple domains. Domains can be implemented to reflect a company's organizational or geographical structure. Typically, users in one domain access resources in a different domain through a trust relationship. A trust relationship is a logical link that combines two domains into one administrative unit. With the appropriate trust relationship, users can access resources in another domain. Users can log on from a computer located in a different domain and be validated by the domain controller in their own domain. Each domain's directory database can be administered centrally. This means that an administrator can add a user account to any domain's directory database and also assign users access to organizational resources from one location. To review, Directory Services is one of the services provided by Windows NT Server. Directory Services provides users with a single user name and password. This means that users can log on to the domain from any computer on the network and have access to resources throughout it. Directory Services also provides administrators with the ability to view and manage users and network resources from any computer on the network.